So hi, I'm gonna start off this video by just simply acknowledging that I feel super crabby, agitated today, okay? Intensely agitated, but I'm gonna go ahead and record this video, and I think that's gonna help a little bit because I'm sitting here outside where I need to be in the earth, in the world. I'm outside, okay? So today I want to talk about two things, and I want to answer a question that I got from a subscriber as best as I can, okay? I was having a conversation with someone about recording these videos, okay? The person said to me, like, why do you record these videos, this and that and the other. I don't know. It was just a bunch of stuff that just I didn't resonate with and it didn't relate to me. And I told him, I said, I'm going to record a video about this particular conversation. And he was asking, and I told him I was about to record a YouTube video. And now I'm not recording the video about I was originally going to record about, because now I'm talking about this. And so as we were having a conversation, my friend said, well, and then he told me who he was and what he was, right? And then I started to wonder, I said, do you get to decide that though? Like, do you get to be the one to decide who you are or what you are, like in terms of the titles that you are or are not, okay? Because I was like, you know what, I think that decision is up to whoever the people are that you're talking to or whoever you're impacting. I kind of think that it's their decisions to discern who or what you are. So I was like, I don't know that we get to decide like what our titles are, because I think that we have to be them first. So I was like, I don't know that you really get to decide I'm this or I'm that. Like, you can, in the sense of you can decide who you are in order to manifest that.
And what principles you live by, how you operate in the world and interact with others, and the things that define you. You get to decide who you are and how you want to show up. I just don't think that you get to decide how other people view or experience you, how they determine that.
It was just a thought worth exploring. Like, let's say you're working at a job. In order to become the boss, in order to get promoted to the leader or the boss, you have to already be that, right? In order for you to be recognized as a person who is a loyal person, you have to be a loyal person in order to be recognized as a loyal person, right? In order to be recognized as a doctor, you have to already be a doctor before you actually become a doctor, like officially become a doctor. Athletes, right? Only when you demonstrate that you are a winner do you be the winner of that measurement, whatever is being measured, whether it's be speed, agility, strength, whatever it is, you have to be that. But the thing is that you don't be that just on competition day. You have to be it every day before the competition. Like, you just have to already be the title. You have to be that before you get the title. It doesn't go in reverse. I mean, it does go in reverse sometimes, and then there's like a mismatch or something in identity or something like that, perhaps. So you got to be it every day before the competition. It's the training and the practice, the dedication, the journey that gets you the title, not the day that you show up and are awarded the title by, whoever or whatever awards you the title or whoever recognizes you as that. You have to be that first before everybody else will recognize that in you or recognize you as that. And then it becomes a question of, well, if the world never recognizes you as that, are you still that? Or are you not that? You know what I mean? Because like every day there's people who have their own judgments, their own opinions of us. And then I wonder to myself, like, I feel like both can be true. Like, you can be whoever you are, even if nobody sees you as that. Or everybody can see you as something and you cannot see yourself as that, whatever. Because you can all or both be living in your own realities based upon whatever your awareness is or recognizes at that time, whatever the capacity is for your mind to be able to expand, to allow or accept you to see yourself as that, or to not. You know, there's people in my life who speak about narcissists in their life, and I'm like, a narcissist is never going to be like, am I a narcissist? They're never going to take on that title or acknowledge that title that on themselves, but it doesn't mean that they're not that, right? Psychopath, sociopath, you know, any of those type of things. You can be that, the world can see you as that, but you may never ever question or recognize yourself as that. And so then it's like, okay, well, who's true? Who's right? Who's right? Can both people be right? Because I think both people can, because both people are living in the reality that they're living in that moment. Our realities change every time that, you know, we take another breath. Every time that we take in a new piece of information, our realities are changing constantly. You know, for a baby, 1 minute, 1 instant, their hand wasn't a part of their awareness, and the next instant, oh my gosh, what is this in front of my face? I have a hand. They don't even know what it's called yet, right? But their awareness recognizes it. You know how with babies, the way that their awareness works for at the beginning is that they only are aware of whatever they see in front of them. And so like when mom or dad or grandma, grandpa, cousin, whoever is in the room present, they exist, or they're there. But if the baby can't see you, then you're not there. So then your baby is going to cry until they see you in their awareness, right? They'll cry, and then when you walk out of the room, you'll cry. They'll cry because they can't comprehend that you're just in the next room. And why am I saying that? Because our realities are constantly changing. The truth that we live in, it changes constantly. So we cannot be in the same space, in the same room, but living different realities and different truths. Weird, interesting, amazing. We were talking about how people have different things that they're focusing on in life, different focuses, different things that they're working on. You know how when people get frustrated with how come so-and-so isn't, you know, doing this the way that I want them to do it, or the way that I'm used to them doing it, or how come they're not focusing on what I'm focusing on, right? How come they're not working on showing me the this or that, or how come they're not getting better at this thing that I'm working on getting better at? And I always say, well, everybody's working on everybody's in a different place in their path and on their journey. So you really can't get frustrated with nobody. Well, you can't really get frustrated with somebody for not doing things the way that you want them to do, or even in the time frame that you want them to do it in, because we can't expect everybody to have the same priorities that we have at the same time. Let's say if you take five people, one person who's been homeless, one person who's recovering from drugs, another person who's recovering from domestic violence or abuse, another person who's been unemployed for a long time. How many was that? 4 or 5? I don't know. They're all going to have different focuses. And then as we talked about like the video that I was thinking about recording, and then my friend was asking me about why do I do it and this and that, and then I told him, I said I had to change my mindset to that of abundance in order to be able to even start recording YouTube videos or videos of any nature. I said, I asked him what his favorite drink was. He said orange juice, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about. Will be, for this particular metaphor, will be orange juice. I don't even have a cup with me, so we're going to really have to use our imagination. With a cup of orange juice, stay with me, rock with me. Let's say you had a bottle of orange juice, and I explained this as an abundant mindset. So let's take a bottle of orange juice, because that was my friend's favorite drink. So I said, let's say you took a bottle of orange juice, and it was your favorite orange juice in the world. And, excuse my nail, okay. Let's say it was your favorite orange juice in the entire world. And you was like, I love this orange juice so much that I don't want to drink it because if I drink it, I won't be able to get more. It costs too much, or it's just too hard to find, right? And then I said, that's a scarcity mindset. That's a mindset of lack, right? Or you could have a mindset where you're like, I got this orange juice, I'm gonna take a sip, or I'm gonna drink it. I'm just gonna drink as much orange juice. I'm just gonna drink and enjoy it, right? I'm gonna drink some and enjoy it. Now I've drank this delicious, nourishing orange juice. Some of that good stuff has gone into me, okay? And by drinking some, somebody goes, oh, you got a little bit of room in your cup. Let me pour a little bit more into there for you. So then I keep drinking my good old orange juice. So I keep on being nourished with all of the good nutrients that comes from that delicious orange juice. And then more orange juice keeps on finding its way into my cup. So my cup never becomes empty. It keeps filling up. And now I've had maybe 3, maybe 10 bottles of orange juice that I've ingested into my system. And then I keep having room for more. Okay? But had I been too scared to drink the orange juice because I was clinging to it, because I thought that if I drank some, I would never be able to refill my container or afford to go and buy another container, I'm stuck with this one bottle of orange juice for my entire life. And I never will be able to experience or enjoy the opportunity to keep getting my cup filled with more and more orange juice for me to keep on drinking. Okay? And to me, that's the difference between abundance and lack. All right? That's the reason why I record these videos. I told him, I said, I at first thought, what if I record a video and then I maybe make 10 videos and there's no more for me to talk about. There's no more opportunities or topics for me to explore. That was when I was holding my orange juice and I didn't want to drink any of it because I was afraid that it was going to be gone, that when it was gone, it was going to be gone. Instead of being like, you know what, I'm going to make these videos. And I said, this is where the mind opens. My horizon, my awareness continues to expand every time that I take a sip of orange juice and then my cup is open for more of that delicious juice to be poured into my cup. It can be refilled. I didn't have to go out and buy another bottle. I could just keep getting more filled into my cup. Okay? And I said, this is not, and mind you, listen, this is not about orange juice. This is about our minds and our mindset, okay? And what we're open to and the way that we perceive the world, or the access to all of the freedom that we have access to, okay? Then after that, I said, think about everything that goes into the act of somebody who says, I want to learn how to touch my toes. Okay, first I said something crazy like, pretend somebody who wants to, I don't know, do the split. I said, let's make this very, very, I don't know, digestible. So you think about someone who has the simple goal of touching their foot, okay? They don't know when they're first setting out to explore, touching their feet. Hold on, there's my mom. Hold on, let me. Caleb, baby. Yeah. You see grandma over there? Okay. I hope I didn't lose my train of thought. So let's think about all the work that when we think about touching the toes, it's something that we might take for granted, something that may seem simple. Okay, but when it comes to going out with the goal, with setting out with the singular goal of, I want to learn how to touch my toes. Think about all of the other things that you have to strengthen, flex, and grow in order to accomplish that goal. Sometimes you might think to yourself, all I gotta do is learn how to bend over and touch my toe. But it's more than that. Think about how your hamstrings have to become longer or softer, right? How your hamstrings have to become a little bit more flexible. Think about the way that your shoulders might have to have a little bit more space in them. Think about the way that your spine has to lengthen, right? Think about the way that you have to learn how to breathe, how you exhale in order to facilitate the room for you to bend over. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to inhale when you're bending over, you're breathing out to bend over, right? Think about how, you know, your hips, right, have to have a little bit more space. You know, your tailbone is going to rotate upwards towards the sun. You got to flex, you got to strengthen and flex all of those areas in the body, right? And in the mind, starting with the mind, in order to do the task so simple of bending over to touch your toes, okay? But by learning how to bend over to touch your toes, you actually learned so many more things in the body and in the mind. And so that's where the practice and the abundance comes in. Because you might say to yourself, whoa, I only set out to learn how to touch my toes, but by doing so, I created more space everywhere else in the body. Isn't that amazing? Okay, I'm going to say this last thing and I'm going to wrap it up because I got to get out of here. A subscriber sent me the message that said this. It said, what gives you the confidence to make these videos? And they said, I know the knowledge, but I struggle with the confidence piece. And so you know what, to that subscriber, that's a really great question. And thank you for sending me that question and asking me that. I'm going to answer it like this. What gives me the confidence to make the videos? I'm going to tell you what it is. Making the videos. That's what it is. Because like I said previously in this video, the practice of doing the thing it opens your awareness, it expands your horizon the more that you do it. I learned that the more that I make videos about one thing, the more that it opened up opportunities and thoughts for me to make videos about more things. The more things that it gave me thought and insight, wisdom into. But you won't know those things. You won't get to your 10th video, your 20th video, your 100th video, unless you make your first video. Okay? And so then the more that you do, and the more that you learn, the more that you grow, the wider your horizon becomes, the more your mind expands. It's raining. It's raining on me now. And then the more that you become more practiced, comfortable, and versed in doing what it is that you're looking to do, okay? So they say, I know the knowledge, but I struggle with the confidence piece. My advice, it's about to pour. My advice is to just start doing it. Do the do. And you're going to get more practice because there's no rule that says you can't go back and revisit the same thing twice. There's no rule that says you have to get it perfect the first time. Y'all, it's raining. I'm going to let y'all go. Bye.